Lou sighed and nodded to the sign that said, Zach's Place. "Work with me, Cupcake, work with me." Zach looked at the sign. He looked at Lou. Zach looked at George. George looked at Zach.
"Okay, then. Here goes,"
Zach said, taking a deep breath.
"Make that a triple-decker, super-duper burger deluxe with lots of grease and runny ketchup, fried onions, gooey yellow cheese that squirts at you when you take a bite, and at least a pound of pickles, the kind that make your mouth pucker."
"Now we're talking," Lou said, scribbling the order on her pad. "Hey, Cookie," she called out. "One moo meat all the way, and don't be cheap with the grease." Zach looked down the long pink counter and watched a man in an apron and a paper hat flip hamburgers while the griddle crackled and spat. Zach smiled a satisfactory Zach smile and gave himself a spin on the stool. "What else?" asked Lou.
French fries,"
ordered Zach thoughtfully.
"Lots and lots of French fries. Pile them this high," he said, putting his left hand way above the top of his head. "Skinnies and ziggies, and the kind that curly-cue around and around. And a pizza."
He looked at George.
"Make that 2, Lou. Big ones, like this."
Zach stretched his arms wide.
"With sausage. Pepperoni. Onions, peppers, mushrooms, extra cheese. The works, Lou, the works."
"Woof," George approved. Cookie really cooked fast food fast. Before Zach blinked, there was his triple-decker super-duper cheeseburger deluxe, a pile of skinny, ziggy, and curly-cue fries, and 2 pizzas as big as bicycle tires right in front of him. Gooey yellow cheese squirted clear across the room as Zach took a bite of burger.
"Perfect, Lou, perfect."
"What else, Dumplin'?" asked Lou, cracking her gum. Zach wiped pickle juice from his chin as George slurped the cheese off the top of his pizza.
"Got any chicken?"
asked Zach with a pickle pucker. Lou nodded.
"Make it all drumsticks."
"Fry the bird, all pins!" Lou called out to Cookie. Zach stuffed a handful of Ziggies into his mouth, picked a piece of pepperoni off one of the slices of pizza, and tossed it to George.
"And we'll both have a tub of spaghetti, with meatballs the size of baseballs. And some hot dogs, please, with chili. And nachos with cheese. And onion rings. Don't forget the onion rings. George loves onion rings. Right, boy?"
Woof. Lou nodded and scribbled and nodded, and Cookie cooked and cooked. "Working up a thirst yet, Cupcake?" asked Lou as Zach sucked up a long strand of spaghetti. Zach cleared an opening on the counter and peeked through the mountain of meatballs.
"What do you have to drink?"
"Everything," said Lou.
"Line 'em up,"
ordered Zach. Colas, root beers, orange pops, lemonades, cherry fizzes, frosties, slushes, ice cream sodas of every flavor heaped with whipped cream and topped with cherries, and chocolate shakes so thick the straws stood straight up in the glasses, squeezed their way onto the table. Zach sipped, slurped, and chug-a-lugged a taste from each and every one until he thought his belly would burst. "So what else can I get you, kiddo?" asked Lou as Zach polished off a second triple root beer float. Zach burped. George belched. Then they both licked some chili off Zach's fingers and thought. "Hey," cried Lou, "I know just what you're craving."
"You do?"
said Zach. "Lou do," said Lou. "Dessert. Coming at you."